All right, we're here. We're here. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to 876 United Fox TV. Welcome to our first live interactive show. Today, I'm here with a special guest, and today's guest is Aaron John. Yeah, my bro from Woolmer's days. You know, we used to pole vault together for those who don't know. So, welcome to the show, bro. What's up?
What's going on? Everything is Iron Man. Everything government. Man.
Yeah, man, and for those who are just tuning in, of course, he's a Manchester United fan, and we have a few things to discuss today. We have some good news and just to discuss what we think so far. So, firstly, you want to get straight to it, or you want to discuss certain things first?
I mean, I guess we can talk last season. What we expect for the future.
Okay,
Um,
so all right, so let's start on that note. So, what do you think about last season? How do you think we performed? Did we underperform? Did we overachieve? What is your viewpoint?
um, I think Manchester United has played better last season than a lot of previous teams. Um, I realize that there's a little bit more consistency with winning, but there's a lot of strategies that need to be changed and yeah, I guess the team just needs to continue to grow and to work on consistency on a whole. Because Ole is not doing terribly, but there's a lot of space for improvement. And we as fans want to see our team winning a lot of trophies and stuff like that. So when we have a team that's going to the finals and not really playing the best that they can, or we don't have a setup that's the best, it's going to be kind of frustrating for us because when we see people that don't really perform well playing in finals and stuff like that and silly mistakes by defenders, we get irritated. But I can see that there has been development since Man United has started underperforming in the last couple of seasons. But all in all, we can only look from here. Well,
Right.
I wouldn't say we can can only look up here, look up from here, but um, as long as we see steady growth, as long as I see steady growth, that would be good, and I will be able to enjoy football and start the whole heap of balling and them thing.
I mean, we can confidently say we're not an Arsenal. We're not in the same boat as the Arsenal fans. You know what I mean? So I would agree with you. I think in X we have improved. I think we're not at the level that we should be as yet. Because we're used Alex Ferguson did here. So for
Yeah,
me, I think we're still underachieving, underperforming as Manchester United and as being classed as one of the best clubs in the world. We're still underachieving. I mean, we have the talent in our squad. We have Fernandez, we have Pogba, we have even Cavani, who is a
funny.
solid center forward, a solid addition to the squad. So I think I agree with you. But for
Yeah,
me, certain things that we need to improve, as you said, you're still not confident in our manager, which I totally agree with, you know. And, our defense and our central defensive midfielder is some aspects that we need to improve. So that's where we start speaking about signings now. Just give me like three ideal
yeah.
signings that Manchester United needs to get to the next level, to be contenders and to be in the Champions League. AJ, you here? Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
As
Yeah,
I think
man. I
this
hear you.
part grows, right?
I hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. My wife was not really good, but
No
I
problem.
can identify the weak for us, but I'm really sure I can pinpoint the perfect signing because I'm not very good at those things.
Right.
Um, I'll watch and I'll see really good team, but I can definitely tell that there are gaps in our team that need to be mended by talented people. So I think we need center defensive mid. Um,
Right.
our backline needs to so well. We have Luke Shaw playing well, and we have Aaron Wan-Bissaka playing well. Decent. I can say I guess just the development of our strikers. The creativity in the midfield is always welcome, but what we really need is defenders. Um, defensive mid. The man they just, I don't know, like them need to switch out or something, or them need for the better training or something. Because a lot of the mistakes that I see Lindelof and Maguire making, it's ridiculous and it's led to many goals and led to us concerning. We can get the opportunity to sign people that will assist to strengthen our defense. That would be, I think I'd be satisfied with our recruiting. Right. Yeah,
I
I'd be
see what you're
satisfied with our
saying.
transfer.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, and I agree with you. The defense is a crucial area that we need to improve. As it stands right now, we don't have a new signing in the defensive positions. Soon get to that, but I don't want to draw this out too long. I just want to just say, finally, Manchester United has done something good. I think this is 1 year late, but it has happened
Yeah,
and something that
year over.
should have happened last season. So for those who are not aware and for those who will see this, I'm talking about Jaden Sancho. Finally, Manchester United has gotten him. Sorry, for those who think I'm lying, you can check Fabrizio Romano, you can check The Athletic, you can even check Sky Sports. It's all over, all those football slash soccer outlets. He is officially a Manchester United player. As I said in my last video, personal terms have been agreed. What
Yeah,
has been the issue is just Manchester United getting an agreement with Borussia Dortmund. So what Borussia Dortmund demanded was 95 million euros, which is equivalent to 82 million pounds. So he's our first signing for this window. Just tell me what you think before I give you my viewpoint. What do you think about that signing? Do you think that we need that player, or do you think that he left? Hold up. What's going on? Let me see if I can get him back on the show, guys. Sorry about that. Ah, you're
hey,
back.
sorry about that. Sorry about that.
That's good. Yeah, man.
The
I know
internet curse was.
my Wi-Fi moving shaky from data, so don't feel anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jadon Sancho, all right. Basically, I like to watch the Bundesliga sometimes because Bayern is a good team to watch, but I also really like Borussia Dortmund, mostly because I used to play FIFA with them. And back in when Aubameyang was there, I used to use it and beat people all the time. But I started watching them play, and there are a few youngsters there that are really good, and Jadon Sancho is definitely one of them. You have Jude Bellingham, you have Erling Haaland. Those guys are amazing. Other than my favorite, Marco Reus. I've seen this guy play, and he's pretty good. He handles the ball well. He has very good ball control. I've seen him grow um, with distribution and stuff like ball placement, like placing the ball in the box from the corner, almost where the corner flag is, like what Wan Bissaka would tend to do. I've seen him develop as a footballer, so I think has a lot of potential, and I think if he gels well with the team and it's hard enough, we will have as talent on our hands like Mason Greenwood. Well, although Mason Greenwood is a little younger than him, so I think he's a very good
Mm-hmm.
signing. He brings creativity to the team and stuff like that.
Yeah, man. So I agree with you. Everything that you said is 100% true. And for me, I think he kinds of allows Greenwood to, you know, take on that central role as a centre forward, because he's arguably our best finisher along with Cavani at the club, better than Marshall in my opinion. He's a raw centre forward who can play wide
Yeah,
if
these
needs
past
be.
2 seasons
Yeah.
have
So
been
for me, Jadon Sancho really facilitates the growth of Greenwood. So I'm happy for that. Um, so I just want to ask you
and
as
he's under
well,
the guidance
we
of
are also
Cavani as well.
right, right. So I want to ask you another question. Um, what do you think about Manchester United possibly getting Varane? Because Real Madrid has approached Varane to extend the contract, and he denied. He wants to seek other challenges. He was contacted by United and offered 12 million when 12 million euros a year, whilst Real Madrid offered to give him 10 million a year. He's also linked with a move to PSG, but nothing yet has really been, transpired regarding him going to PSG. And recently, it has been said that personal terms are agreed. So tell me, what you think of us getting a Rafael Varane? Is he good enough to be a Manchester United centre back, and of course the partner of Harry Maguire? Tell me what you think.
Uh, okay. Harry Maguire is not the shittiest I've seen. Sorry.
Yeah.
He's not the worst player I've seen. Um, I think he can be really motivated, but um, Varane, I've seen him play for France before. I'm not sure really what him, playing at Real Madrid or anything. Um, I'm not very familiar with him, but one thing I can say is that he seems like a decent player. But as I say, if he gel well with the team and he puts out maximum effort, and he doesn't get much injuries, training well and all of that. At this point, I'm at the stage where if we can get somebody to do the job effectively, without favoritism and all of that, he got done effectively, I'll be quite pleased for this season. Because there was a trend of early conceding, and we don't want to have it to always be running behind to catch up and win matches. So if him and put in a little razzle dazzle to our defense, then that would be magnificent. I'd love that.
Yeah, true. I know you don't really know much about Varane because you mainly watch Premier League, but based on
Yeah.
my, evaluation, because I watch every league because I have to know who Manchester can get and whatever you. So for me,
Mhm.
I think anybody that comes in the club is better than what's his name, Victor Lindelof. Varane, trust me, Victor Lindelof is a cone. No disrespect, but he's not good enough. He's too slight. He's too, he's not aggressive. What,
Yeah, I
Markio?
don't have a favorable opinion of him either.
Yeah, Markio. The good thing about Lindelof is that he can pass. That's his best attribute. But everything else, he's too slow to be Maguire's partner number one because Maguire has better attributes than Lindelof, of course.
Mhm.
He's too slow to be a partner. He's not aggressive. He's not, he doesn't complement Maguire. So for me,
Yeah.
anybody, even if we get a Paul Torres, is better than Lindelof. So for me, getting Varane is a very good thing. Varane is one of the quickest centre backs in the world. He has won the World Cup with France. He's a four-time Champions League winner. He has won the Copa del Rey. He's won the La Liga 3 times. So his resume says it all. He's better than everything that we have. And if you see how he plays for France, you see that he's quality. So for me, getting a Varane is a good thing. Now, hearing from the Athletic, which is a very credible source, that he has agreed personal terms with Manchester United is a good thing, because you see the trend is similar to the Sancho deal. But here's the thing now. Will Manchester United get him? Because see, we have already splashed £82 million on a Sancho deal. So
Yeah.
is there enough left for that player? And we're hearing that we wanted Kamavinga. Let me tell you who said let me tell you which journalist said it. We're supposed to get Kamavinga. We're in for Kamavinga. You know Kamavinga, right? Hold
I'm
on.
not. Nah, I lie to you, bro. I don't think I'm familiar with that name.
Oh, sorry. So who so it's Mohamed Bahavsi. He's a and I'm sorry for asking you that question, but not much persons is familiar with this journalist. He's actually a French journalist, Mohamed Bahavsi. He said that Manchester United were interested in Kamavinga, and Kamavinga is a CDM, a young CDM. So for me,
Okay.
if we get that player, is a plus. He's better than McTominay and Fred.
Mm-hmm.
So that leads me to know, what do you think about McTominay and Fred? You know, the persons on the show has heard Gallup's viewpoint on that player and myself. So I just want to hear from you a different perspective about McTominay and Fred. What do you think? Tell me.
All right. I don't think McTominay is a bad one. That's hands on.
Mhm.
Right. I don't think he's a bad player. I think he plays with a lot of spirit, and I think he capitalizes on opportunities often enough for me not to hate him. But as a young player, he needs a little sharpening. There's a lot of things that he needs to work on. Um, explosive attacks. That's explosive counter attacks is probably the best say that I can attribute to both Fred and McTominay. But as far as finishing and making crucial passes, sometimes it's um, it's just not there. Defending, there's also somewhat of a problem. I don't see much of that problem with McTominay because he defends pretty well sometimes. But Fred he does a terrible job. Um, I think he's one of the worst Brazilian players I've ever seen in my life. Fred
Agreed.
is not my favorite Manchester United. Um, this might be accident prone or something. He always finds somewhere or another to mess up. And normally you would have players playing in his positions, making starting powerful counter attacks. You'd expect them to have more goals, but I think he only has like one for the season. It wasn't a terrible goal, but I would like to see a lot more from them if they continue to play in those positions. But switching them out, I would have zero issues with that. Only if we have players that will effectively do their job.
Yeah, because I asked that question because, as I said, we're linked with also Kamavinga. So in my opinion,
Yeah.
I agree that McTominay is not bad. But for me, McTominay is not really a CDM. I think he plays more box to box. Because if you look against teams like Leeds, he does well going forward because he can strike the ball as good as any out there, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you watch when he plays CDM, he tends to give too much fouls away. And when he's playing in the CDM role, he's not given, license to play his best game because, as I said, he's good going forward. His strength is not to defend. So for me, I think that he should be a substitute for a Pogba or a Danny Van der Beek, whichever way you want to put it. So, other players, yeah, I want to ask you as well, what do you think about Van der Beek? Because, boy,
Well,
this,
I don't think Van de Beek gets a good season. He hasn't gotten enough opportunities, and I see that he's a passionate player. Because
right,
well, I see this man play. If you take a ball from off for this man, man, you don't forget it back. I'm serious about him ball game, and he just hasn't had enough games to sharpen and hone his skills. The I don't see him making any impact on the games. So hopefully in the new season we can see him doing a whole lot more for Manchester United because um, from what I've seen so far, I'm not very impressed. And if it continues like that, I think he may want to leave it. So
well, he eventually would, but the latest was that he wants to fight for a spot, which is a good thing.
yeah,
Good thing in the sense that he wants to show us his worth and show us that he can do it in the Premier League. But the final question, AJ, before we close, what do you think about our manager, Ole? Is he the man, or is he the man before the man, or he should just straight up leave the club?
um, I okay. So I don't think he's a bad manager. I think he's a new manager that's learning, and he's bringing the club to. I think he's the man before the man. Yeah,
Okay,
let's say that he's the man before the man because he's the one that's going to be developing this club, bring it to a decent place where we can say, okay, Manchester United is contending for titles. Say Manchester United can win the Premier League. Manchester United can win the Champions League or reach far or be consistently playing in at least the quarterfinals. And I've seen him carry Manchester United struggling from sixth to third, second, two consecutive seasons in the top three. I
right.
can't complain about that. But what I can complain about is us not getting that silverware. Finals, we get to semifinals, don't reach finals, we reach finals, so don't win the finals. That's the kind of thing that kind of irritates me when I see our team developing and our new manager putting in a lot of effort to have our team play consistently for a while. Um, Ole himself, I don't really know if I like him or I don't like him, but his his placement of players sometimes confuses me, causing me to wonder why he would play certain formations, certain players at certain times. That's the only issue I have. Um, but I see that the youth are doing pretty well working with Ole. So I see man like Ahmad and Greenwood and what's that guy? Shortire? Is that
Short,
his name?
yeah.
Yeah. And there's another one that scored in the last month of the
Elanga.
season. Yeah, Elanga. So
Mm,
yeah man, I see them Monday flourishing, working with him. Um and hopefully they can have a seamless transition to the senior team. Or we can see them playing for other sides and doing really well. So when it comes on to like interpersonal relationships, players, I think he gets along much better than our previous manager. Um, I see people willing to work hard. A man like Luke Shaw working hard. We have Wan Bissaka working hard. We have we see much more of Pogba doing things. Although it isn't sufficient for me to be impressed, um, we can definitely see the man them have a little more passion, a little more motivation to stay consistent with them ball game. So I think he will carry us to a certain place, and then after that we'll get a decent manager that can work with a decent team with talent, and we can have a Manchester United that winning titles again.
Agreed, agreed, and well said, well said. And funny enough, I do agree again with what you said. I don't think Ole is the man. I think he's the man before the man. But however, let me just play devil's advocate here. I think that if Ole can change some of his tendencies, he can become a world class manager. Because as you were saying, he developed a lot of our youth players, Ilanga, Short Tire, Greenwood, as you said, and another one. And
Williams,
yes, Brandon Williams, he's one who, well, he got a little bit of game time this season, but he was heavily used last season, season before last. I agree that
yeah,
he developed the youths and so forth, but here is my problem with Ole now. In game, crucial decisions, he tends to, have difficulties in making the right decisions.
okay,
Especially, the last straw for me with Ole as it relates to tactics and style of play was that Europa finals. You know, he took very long to make a substitution in such a crucial game. He made his first substitute after the second half in extra time. Now, we saw Unai Emery, Mr. Good Evening, making changes,
yeah,
and those changes changed the format of the game. Yes, we were dominant in possession, that's why we ended up getting our equalizer and so forth. But you can clearly see that after about 80 minutes, the Manchester United players were fatigued, nothing else was there. We needed a spark of a Van de Beek, argument's sake. We needed Daniel James to run at defenders, although he's not a favorite for me. But in times like those where it's a one all, it's a do or die situation, you put on a quick player, just slap the long ball, and him can run at the defenders. You understand what I'm saying? I don't see
yeah,
changes like those. I know that Daniel James is not a game changer per se, but use his attributes to your advantage. Things like
yeah.
that are.
Pair him with the right person would have been the most ideal.
Yeah, so that for me was a problem, and I'm saying if Ole cannot change those tendencies, he has to go because yes, he's getting out a lot of our deadwood players. Got Sanchez out the club, gotten Lukaku out the club. Well, Lukaku right now, I would want him at the club, but at the time he was underperforming. Gotten
I don't. I think he wasn't suited for Manchester United actually,
that's one
so
thing,
that's
yes.
why his full potential wasn't unleashed. But I, I
Mhm.
I agree with you when it comes on to making those crucial um
Yeah,
decisions, because like even in such a game that we want to be scoring goals, having Pogba far back instead of having him play forward, so we can match his class with Bruno and Cavani, and if we need a little speed, Daniel James would be all right. We have Rashford. Greenwood is fast enough and he's able to finish pretty well. So things like that. Not being able to see those things until probably evaluation afterwards is something that
and I
we
sorry
definitely
to cut
could be
you.
work on.
Sorry to cut you. And I forgot to add, Rashford had a very poor game against
Yeah,
Villarreal. And if I was the manager, yes, I would keep Rashford on the field because he can create something out of nothing. But in my opinion, in that point in time, I would have took Rashford out the game and try and change it up. Then I think about penalties if we get the extra time. You understand what I'm saying? Or
Yeah, and
you can bring
him
Rashford.
taking out
Yeah,
Cavani and Pogba.
or what you can do is to call Rashford at the touchline and tell him, if you try and dribble that ball one more time and taking you out, keep the game simple, pass and move. The game will come to you. That is another thing that I have a problem with Oli as well.
Yeah,
He's too reserved. You look at him on the touchline, he's just sitting in the bench. On the bench, sorry.
yeah,
He's Rush for the whole game. Rashford was playing nothing, and if I was the manager, I would have gotten up off my seat, call him on the touchline when the ball go out for a throw or something, and tell him stop dribbling because every single time him go down that left flank, he loses the
yeah.
ball. Him don't do nothing good with the ball. He only made one pass, one complete pass in the entire game. Everything
That's
else,
terrible stuff.
exactly. The only other thing
Yeah.
he did well was to score the penalty. That's it.
I mean, everybody did well except the hair.
I wouldn't really blame the hair. Um, I would blame Ole. Yes, the hair should have done well with the penalty, but I wouldn't put the blame on the hair
Okay.
because the overall. I'm not imposing my
Understandable.
opinion on you. That's your opinion. That's fine. I'm just saying, in my opinion, I wouldn't blame the hair because overall, it took too long to change the game. You know, you when you even
I don't
went
think
for
we
the
should have gone to penalties,
uh-huh.
but to be honest, that last kick from De Gea was
Poor. Poor. I agree. Poor. Even me could have saved that.
and there's to be honest, those penalties were incredibly difficult to save, and I have to say that. But um,
Him should have scored
the
that.
fact that he just look like himself the game. To be honest, look like himself the game.
Yeah, he
Like he
looked
just get
very
fed up and just say,
nonchalant
"Oh,
kicking the ball. Yeah. He looked like I don't know if it was nerves or what, but he looked very nonchalant kicking that ball and so forth. So I agree.
yeah,
I wouldn't put all the blame on De Gea because the whole game on the manager's side was poor game management, late substitutions. So for me, I would blame the manager for that game. Nobody else. De Gea had a good semi-finals. If it wasn't for him, we weren't in the finals because
yeah,
remember how Roma was playing in that second leg. De Gea had 13 saves from
yeah,
point blank range. So he's the reason we're in the finals, but I agree. That penalty was very nonchalant. I don't know if it was nerves or inexperience with kicking penalties, whatever. But yeah. So I just want to close the show on that note, just to re-emphasize to the only viewer on the channel so far. We'll get to 1,000 viewers in due time. It's a process, guys. Just to re-emphasize,
yeah,
Jadon Sancho is now a Manchester United player. This is very well overdue. It's about time. Um, I'm still not convinced with the board. That is a topic for another day. We'll get into that another day. You know,
yeah,
still not
definitely.
convinced because we still need Sancho. For me, I said it is not a priority signing. I think we need to prioritize other signings, but that's just how the cookie crumbles, guys. So thanks for joining us, AJ. You will see him in other videos. Don't know whenever he's
Yeah,
available,
man.
he'll come on the show. So just big him up, guys. Follow him on Instagram. Tell him your Instagram, AJ.
All right, so it's at Ace Dungeon underscore or at Granddaddy Patch.
So there you have it, guys. Thank you again, AJ. Big up yourself. This is
Yeah, man.
876 United Fox TV, and we're out, guys.
Yes, sir. Bless.